Am I 20 male right for being annoyed at my flatmate 20 female for sleeping with me? So basically, I'm living in student accommodation. There's this girl we will call F. Me and F were really close and ended up having sex a couple of times. She got too attached, so I cut it off entirely. However, she still keeps trying to get with me even though I have made it clear so many times that I don't want to be anything more than friends and have distanced myself. However, she keeps trying to get with me. This includes her constantly being touchy and disregarding personal space. Last night I had too much to drink and decided I wanted to watch some Sopranos in bed. Mid-episode F walks in and sits down and starts watching. She asks to lie in the bed next to me, but I say no, and then she asks if she can lay on the end of the bed, and I'm just like, alright. I must have fallen asleep because I wake up in the morning and she's sleeping next to me. I tell her to leave and she does. Do I have the right to be annoyed at her? Edit. I need to mention we didn't do anything sexual, we just slept. Edit 2. Thank you guys for all the comments, I wasn't expecting this much support. Someone suggested it's a bit predatory, and now I can definitely see that. She's always forcing herself on me when we are drunk. I've spoke to my flatmates and they seem to just think it's a bit funny. Except 1 or 2 of my closest mates who are with me and have spoken to her before about it. Time to lock the door. Time to put a lock on your door and stop being a friendly roommate, just be an acquaintance. No cozy evenings, no nice little chats. Time to treat her like a stranger you just happen to share a living space with. Yes, you do have the right to be annoyed. You clearly established a boundary which she then proceeded to break. She asks if she can lay on the end of the bed, and I'm just like, alright. No, please leave my room now, I'm not interested in hanging out with you. Gotta be even more blunt cause she's committed herself to the wear you down method. Ban her from coming to your room. If she comes by again after that, you can speak with an raw. IV had a similar experience and the girl would keep trying to have sex with to get me to like her. She admitted this after I sat her down for another talk. Don't shit where you eat. Look, yes, you can be pissed, but also, don't shit where you eat, man. Speaking from experience as a female housemate who went through a hoe phase and slept with both my housemates. I've just bought a house and have a baby with one, so it ended well for us, but not the other guy lel. TBH, it probably won't stop until one of you moves out. Bad idea. Get a camera for your room. There is nothing stopping her from claiming you raped her as a way to retaliate against the rejection. I remember being clingy like this with a guy in college. It was my first year and he didn't even sleep with me. So embarrassing. Just completely cut her off. She will be upset at first, but she has to move on or she will keep looking for any opening and clinging to false hope. She's clearly into you, and she's having trouble accepting that you aren't interested in her. Lock your door, and start looking at alternative living arrangements. This is too much stress for both of you. I like how Op is being victim blamed. Imagine if sexes were switched. Great entertainment. When some people fuck, they get attached. Who knew? No sympathy. What did you think was gonna happen when you slept with someone you live with a couple times? Might have just been a wham bam thank you ma'am to you, but maybe not to her. Maybe she does like you and you've just used her for your own satisfaction. Maybe find somewhere else to live since she's annoying you that much. Did you express your expectations beforehand? Next time she accuses you of being mean, just agree with her and turn it round by saying she's making you be mean because she won't listen to you otherwise. If the genders were reversed, it would be another story. It's not fair for her to overstep boundaries. I'm a girl, by the way. Sometimes you've just got to be harsh. This is literally the exact situation my best friend went through this year. I'll say the same thing. You don't live with the people you're fucking and don't fuck the people you live with. You have every right to be annoyed. Draw a line and lock the door, and I can't stress this enough. Log everything. I am really nervous that this will turn into a he said, she said situation like it did with my friend. If she does enter your room, record the conversation. Yes. You have every right to be annoyed. How dare she interrupt the Sopranos? Absolutely. Don't get drunk around her. This isn't someone you can trust when you're vulnerable. Put a lock on your bedroom door. Document incidents. Move out as soon as you can and try to get out of moving into the place next door next year. I suggest you find a new living arrangements. You were honest and upfront with her. Maybe she hopeful you would change your mind. It sometime happens she not respecting your boundaries. I would tell her you need some space and her behavior is making you uncomfortable. If it's not a toy, don't touch it. You should have learned that in preschool. I'm not a toy. I'm a human being and I'm asking you politely to keep your hands off me. You are an adult, not a child. You should know by now how to respect personal space. Then give her one warning not to touch you before you defend yourself. Obviously don't attack her but remove herself from you no matter how much she resists. Put a camera in your room and a lock on your door. I pray that she didn't take advantage of you when you were passed out drunk. She's not your friend, and just stop talking with her. As a woman I understand anyone asking 1-2x no more, if there's a chance to keep on having sex, or a reconciliation is possible if there was a romantic relationship. But she's crossing a line with you, and forcing herself in you is not good at all. Cut this young lady out of your life. She doesn't respect you and will only bring you troubles. This is not a funny situation. Be firm and final. No means no. That's not only true for women. Men have a right to their own comfort too. Women do not get to try and pressure men into sex or relationships either. The first no should have been good enough. You are not the asshole. This girl violated your boundaries. Even giving her the benefit of the doubt and assuming that all she wants is to be close to you, her behavior is unacceptable. You need to firmly shut down that nonsense. If it's feasible, get a lock for the inside of your bedroom door. No matter what, make it a policy that she's not allowed in your room. If she pushes it, tell the faculty at your school. Reverse the genders and you have your answer. You've got the right to be annoyed, but you were the one who said she could lay on the bed. You opened the door and she walked through, so part of that's on you sending mixed messages. Lock your door. Yeah, you always have a right to be annoyed. The solution to this problem is pretty obvious as she's not getting the picture. I think it's time to be mean since she isn't listening to you. Don't worry about her feelings, you need to protect yourself. Tell her she crossed the line and she needs to back the fuck off now. Also maybe tell your other roommates that it's not funny and makes you really uncomfortable. Maybe it will help having them understand too. Of course you have the right to be annoyed. She's pushing boundaries and playing ignorant games. She seems to think that pushing herself onto you will make you fall in love or something. Keep away from her, lock your door and don't speak to her. No more allowing her into your room for any reason. You gave an inch and she took a mile. Lock the door, set boundaries ASAP. You are going to have to stop being her friend because she clearly doesn't want a friendship with you, only a sexual relationship. Saying you don't want to be friends or hang out is the only way you will get her to back off, and you deserve to not be made uncomfortable. God, I wish I had your problems when I was young. Once the cat is out of the bag, it can't be put back in. I hope this has been a lesson for you. This is why you don't sleep with roommates. She may have raped you. Life lesson: never shit in your nest. Shit where you eat and pay up. Quit being a wuss about it and make her a FWB. You had sex with her and she caught feelings. No surprises here. There is a simple way to handle this. You need to be stern. If you try to be nice and worry about her feelings, well, you're stuck then. TLDR, if you want what you want, there's no avoiding being mean, so just do it. Heck, if she dislikes you, hates you, at least she won't be stuck on the idea of someday changing your mind and instead find somebody else. This sounds like textbook sexual harassment. Wasn't the wisest idea to sleep with a flatmate, but not your fault this is happening. Make sure you're careful, put a lock on your door and don't try to be nice. Keep her at arm's length and make sure she knows that and why you're doing that. Consensual as means two people agree on whatever they do together, whether it is watching TV, sleep or sex. Another person, whether male or female, cannot unilaterally decide what they want and do it, to the detriment of another person. This concept goes both ways. Females complain about guys using their strength or social status to force them to do what they do not want. For some reason, people don't always understand that equality goes both ways. Find another place to rent. Seems like a no harm no foul situation to me. But I'll be the first to admit if genders were reversed I'd see it as a huge problem. So it probably isn't a super popular opinion. Sounds like you need to give her one last final warning. I've been very clear in my requests that you please respect my boundaries. You've repeatedly ignored those requests. I'm not asking you again. I don't want to escalate this, but I'll be forced to get a restraining order next time. I say cut her off completely and move out. If she's being that persistent and clingy, the chances of her stopping are pretty slim. Just be careful on how you approach the situation, because if you were to be very blunt with her, it could result in her doing something irrational. I only say that because she obviously has gotten emotionally attached even though you two had set boundaries to begin with. If she can't respect your boundaries, that also means she doesn't respect you either. Good luck. You gotta be on your hat. My guy, she tested a boundary, and unless you leave the situation, it will escalate, either through resentment or infatuation. Doesn't matter if doors get locked, she clearly doesn't respect your boundaries and took advantage of a situation once you were not in the capacity to refuse anymore. And she lives with you. You shouldn't feel tense, unsafe in your own home. You don't deserve that. Not wrong at all. She's being really rapey.